Hola.
Hola, my friend.
Cover my face with this. Hola.
Hola. Hola. Hola. Welcome back to my channel, A Life I Choose, which is slowly starting to feel a bit like our channel because I keep bringing you on it. Kind of.
Responsibility is involved, so it's your channel.
Yeah, no, it's my channel. It's my channel. But welcome
If
back
ego's
again.
involved, then it's our channel.
As you saw, we've been traveling and we've had quite a long day. Actually, we've been traveling here to London, and we just finished registering for Unleash the Power Within
UPW!
with Tony Robbins. I wanted to vlog it because I wanted to kind of bring you with me. Now, obviously, there are certain parts of the event that I won't be able to take you with me for. First of all, it's a 4-day event. It's really long. We start early in the morning, we finish late at night. There are barely any lunch breaks. Like, there's no bathroom breaks. It's just go, 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 go.
No bathroom break.
There are barely any bathroom. I told you this.
What do I do?
You just go when you need to go.
Right, okay.
So
I thought like you're not allowed to leave the classroom.
no, you can leave the classroom. You just go when you need to go. So it's really long, and basically, like, I won't be able to film it all because I want to be there. I want to experience it. Also, we're not allowed to take cameras into the event, so I can't like take you with me. But I felt that a lot of you would be interested in what this event is, why I chose to go back to it again this year, and why Pete chose to come this year. And I know that some of you think about it. Like, I've spoken to some of you guys, and you tell me like, oh, I've thought about it, you know, I listened to Tony Robbins, so I thought we'd give you some insight into it. So yeah, after each day we'll update you on how it went. So for today, I just want to tell you why we chose to go and what we're looking forward to the most. Should I go first, or do you want to go? Because I've been talking.
Yeah, been talking.
You go. Why did you choose to come this year?
Well, my reason was really because you went last year and had such a big impact on your life. There are certain things in life I feel are very much the input of somebody else, like you allowing somebody else in your life. Like, the simplest version of that is when you go shopping for clothes with somebody else and you just buy clothes you would never, I mean, you even try on clothes you would have never even tried on, like if you were on your own.
True.
So this is something I feel you bring to the relationship. It's something, like, to me, Tony Robbins would have been like way too American, way too out there, way too like amazing, everything's amazing, like
Expensive.
everything's expensive. But what he talks about, I know, is very valid, and I know it's really affected the way that you choose to live your life. I'm also doing coaching this year, which is part of the products suite that he offers, and it's really helping me. I feel it's really helping me gain some perspective and control over my life and our life and my business. So
we both do coaching with Tony Robbins.
So we decided, okay,
coaches.
Let's go for it this year and see what it's about.
Yeah, cool. So what are you most excited about in these next 4 days?
Just to understand what the process brings up. Being in a room with 10,000 people is definitely going to be something interesting. Yeah, no, and definitely this idea of like identifying your fears and then walking on burning coals is quite interesting. So I think it's going to be quite intense emotionally, so I'm quite looking forward to that.
Because for those of you who don't know, on the first night there are these long fire pits, and you walk on the fire barefoot, and tomorrow Tony will be training us to do that effectively. Yeah, so you're looking forward to that?
Yeah,
cool.
It's a challenge. It's something, I mean, you don't exactly decide to over your barbecue every day. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
As a friend of mine told me, there's probably going to be a lot of smell of burning meat in the area.
Yeah.
Burger time.
Yeah. Okay, so from my end, like, why I chose to come again is, as Pete said, it just had a massive impact on my life. I was really curious. One, I love Tony's work. He does a really lot of good work and like really simplifies a lot of concepts that some other schools of thought make very complex. He just breaks it down and makes it very, very simple, especially when it comes to the science of achievement. And I learned so much from him. And last year, you know, it was like, oh, I really, really want to go. And I went, and it was a risk because, like, you know, it's a big investment. It's a big investment. You don't know what you're gonna get out of it.
Especially last year, because last year you bought the ticket only.
Yeah,
That was a big investment.
Yeah, and this year it
This
was
year
a
we
part
bought
of the
coaching,
package kind of thing.
And the ticket came with the coaching package, so it was a bit more digestible, I think.
Yeah, but kind of, it was a big risk. But I went and I played full out, and I did the work, you know, and everything. And then I kept doing the work afterwards. I kept doing coaching, you know, I do my own therapy and blah, blah, blah. And like, I got like so many results. I achieved so much this year. I made like massive progress, both personally and professionally, you know, both with my health and financially and everything. And it's been,
I think last year I flew back up to London because it's Emma's birthday soon, but
yeah.
So last year the event was pretty much the same time of the year, plus or minus 2 days.
Yeah.
So I decided to fly up and meet her after the event, and I really feel there's a lot of seeds of what she's done this year, like the way you've like designed the packaging, like you've packaged your business, and like, but even the idea of the workshop, a lot of things were like in her, like in an embryonic state when she left the event, and it's quite awesome to see you achieve them.
Thank you.
Prosit.
Thank you.
Prosit.
So yeah, and I'm most excited to like experience it for the second time and see what comes out of me this time. You know, like what am I gonna create this year? And also to experience it with Pete. We're not actually gonna sit next to each other at the event. We're gonna sit separately so that we in no way hinder each other, and so that we can experience ourselves sort of afresh, because when you're with people you don't know, you sort of experience yourself through new eyes. So that's what we're gonna do, and then sort of catch up with each other afterwards, and hopefully we'll still be in like seeing distance of each other so that we can like give each other a hug every so often. So anyway, so I'm gonna leave it here because otherwise this vlog will get super long. But we have our wristbands ready, and we have our snacks ready, and we are ready to go. Now it's time to rest. So we'll see you soon. Ciao.
Ciao, ciao. This is just to make you realize how serious Emma is when she says we have our snacks ready. It's insane.
Hola, my friends. It is the
No, you
end
were
of...
gonna start recording.
So it's the end of day one, and Pete and I have just been sitting here chatting about the day. You can hear that we've like kind of lost.
I almost lost my voice completely.
We've lost our voices because we've been like shouting and singing and stuff. It was a really good day.
It was really fun.
It was a really, really good day. So yeah, I just want to like give you like a recap, but obviously we can't tell you about the whole day because there was so much to it. But like, what was the best part for you today?
I mean, the best part was walking on fire, to be honest with you. It was quite insane.
Yeah.
A big build up to it as well.
Yeah.
A lot of kind of like visualizations and getting to know a lot of priming, and it was super fun, but because it was a bit scary, it was a bit challenging, and like to just do it and to like know you've done it and to just like go like I've done it, like high five Sheba people and celebrate it was pretty awesome. Like.
Yeah, we went together for the firewalk, so then like when Pete came back into the room where we met up again, he like came back like high fives, like super excited.
What was exciting is like
it was
it's a very interesting tool to face a fear like that, like, you know, to set yourself up in front of a fear and to face it like that.
It's a good metaphor.
Yeah. By the way, if we're looking tired, it's because it's like what, 1 a.m.
It's 1 in the morning. It's 1 in the morning. So we literally like we finished at 11. We got some food, and then Pete had to answer some emails and stuff, and we chatted a bit. And so we're here. What was the most challenging part of the day for you?
I answered that. It's your turn now.
Your challenging was for the fire.
Yeah.
So it was the best and the challenging.
No,
you can do it together. It's okay.
No, I want to think about it. I didn't really understand the question. So, not the best was the firewalk. The most challenging was like to go into a room. We had advice not to sit near each other, so we didn't sit near each other. And it's a bit like a kind of concert in the sense that you're waiting outside in a gate, and then they open the gate and everybody starts rushing, and there's security guards like stopping people from trampling each other.
Everyone's running to get a good seat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So like you don't really know who you're going to end up sitting next to, and you pretty much sit next to them for what, from 10 in the morning till
We were there from
10, so 12
nine
hours
in
straight.
the morning till 11 at night.
Yeah.
So yeah.
12 hours straight. And the people I sat next to weren't people I would choose to sit next to. There was like a grandmother who was like over 60, who turned out to be a really awesome person. There was this woman who sat next to me. It was very, very chatty at the beginning. I was like, oh my god, man, it's going to be one of these like people just wants to tell me all about their life and stuff.
She ended up being really nice.
That was really nice.
Yeah,
So
I liked
think
her
that
energy.
was my favorite part. Like,
Yeah.
not favorite, as in like it was the challenging bit, like to like actually like
Open
myself
yourself up to
I wouldn't normally.
people. Because even you're sharing, you're sharing parts of yourself. Like I think that was for me probably one of the most challenging parts, like being so open with people I don't know, and like allowing myself to be vulnerable.
Especially with complete strangers, I think that's quite interesting.
Yeah. And I think the best part of the day was one, being so close to Tony Robbins. Like our seats were really good. Like kind of making eye contact with him, and like that was really fun. And also I met someone really cool. Like Aftab was sitting next to me, and we really connected like a lot. Even Demetrius was very cool, but like Aftab and I like really
It's like you had a bit of a connection.
we had like quite a connection, like so. I really felt like I made a friend today, like, you know, someone I never knew before, 10 years younger than me, and I really feel like I made a friend. I think that was really nice for me, as well as walking on fire. Walking on fire was cool, but it was so cold.
It was very, very cold.
That my feet were numb.
I think it's part of the trick, to be honest with you.
No, but last year it wasn't so cold, and I felt the heat. You know, I got a blister. This year, like, it's so cold outside that, like, because you have to walk to the fire pit without shoes. My feet were numb. Like when I like went onto the fire, I didn't feel anything. Like I was so cold, and also from being in state and everything. Like, but it was still. It was amazing. It was awesome.
I didn't feel the heat, but it was a pretty amazing experience. Like,
did you make your move before you stepped on the fire?
Of course.
And how did you celebrate? What were your 2 moves?
You know, I forgot that, damn it.
You sure? Maybe you did it and you just didn't realize you did it.
I just high-fives people.
That's okay.
I'm gonna have to start high-fiving people.
That's okay. Mine was that. And then Sheba claps, like, I clapped a lot today.
I was clapping a lot today as well.
It was super fun. Super duper fun. Okay guys, so I think we'll round it up for tonight. We're gonna get like 5 hours sleep and then wake up early to go queue up again for another full day. And we'll update you tomorrow evening. Good night.
Good night. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. How was your day? Day 2 of UPW.
An actual blog entry was.
Eva, hey.
Hear my voice.
Yes, tell us. Tell us about your day.
I was shouting. Oh, the day was really good.
Okay, tell us about the best part of your day and the most challenging part of your day.
The best part of my day.
Oh, that's
part of my
the
day
kettle
was,
in the background.
Was a visualization about money and wealth and your associations to it and belief structure. That was really, really interesting.
What did it do for you?
Nothing. It just showed me positive links between. Like, it basically showed me what I can give back and what I'd like to do with money, which was really interesting for me. What was the other bit?
What was the most challenging part of your day?
Well, staying active, to be honest with you, and staying in state, because I got quite tired like halfway through, and I had to just like tell myself like, no, like this is really interesting. It's a lot to learn. Just go for it.
It was a long day, no?
It was a very long day.
13 hours long.
But it was long also because yesterday was really long, and we came back home like, what time was it? Like when we slept, like 1
Well,
o'clock or something.
last night we slept for 3 hours and 45 minutes.
45 minutes.
All right.
And you?
Hola. So it's really dark. Okay, so the best part of my day was I think connecting with people. Connecting with people I've never met before and wouldn't meet in other situations, you know, like especially like connecting with people from completely different cultures and of different ages, completely different upbringings to you, and you're all in the same place for the same reason, you know, you're all there to work on something in yourself. And it can be different, it's different for everyone has different needs, and you're learning from each of them. So that was the best part of my day, and also like to see how sort of different the experience is for me this year as opposed to last year, you know, kind of. Some people ask me like, why are you going again? Isn't it going to be the same thing over and over? But it's not. Okay, there are some, like the majority of the exercises are the same, but you are a different person the year later, and you have different challenges, and you have new fears like that are linked to old core fears, and so you're overcoming new challenges, you know, which is amazing. My voice is practically gone as well. And the most challenging the most challenging part of my day, it's funny because the morning I was feeling was really challenging.
You don't show your head on purpose.
No, it's just where my almonds are.
I'm always trying to fix the camera and you always put it down. Like,
I know, it's a habit.
maybe there's something subconscious.
Maybe I like to look like I'm bald.
Maybe you don't like your forehead.
No, I like my forehead.
It's beautiful.
You hold it then. Thank you. So yes, the most challenging part of my day, it's funny because I'm actually finding this UPW more challenging than last UPW. It's like last year I went in feeling sort of confused but like quite certain about what I wanted, and this year I felt like less certain of what I wanted, but kind of still knowing there are things that I need to do. But like today I got very in touch with the fear. It's like I was telling myself I didn't know what decisions I needed to make and what movements I needed to grow in, but in reality, like, I know what's next, I know where I need to be. It's just like the fear really,
it's kind of like stopping you from acknowledging it.
And it was impressive because I had like so many like excuses, you know, and then I was like, then I got in touch with the fear, and I was like, this is fear, this is bullshit, like it's fear, I know what I need to do, you know. And I think the reason it's more difficult this year is because last year my fear was solely on me, like my growth was something within my control.
You had control, you had certainty, like.
It was exactly, it was all to do with developing my business, like, so okay, there were risks, but it was me, I was depending on me. This year my goals are related to us, so it involves a lot of trust.
Oh, this dumbass over here.
No, not like that.
No, I know what you mean.
But then you can't point it upwards, because then you give us fat faces.
You're a fat face.
So, you know what I mean?
Yes, I know what you mean.
So it was like, so yeah, it's more challenging this year. It's more in that sense, and yeah.
I find it quite interesting that we're doing it together, though.
Yeah.
I quite enjoy like coming out and finding you in the crowd when you're dancing and dancing together and connecting after like an experience.
Yeah.
But it is, I think, a good thing that we're not doing it right next to each other.
I don't think we'd be able to do it right next to each. I think we'd just frustrate the shit out of each other. Like, you have to be alone to do it. Okay, so I think that's a wrap for
yes,
today.
I think
no,
so.
Unless, do you want to say anything else?
No, I'm good.
Okay, so we'll see you tomorrow, guys.
Ciao, ciao.
Good night. Okay, so last time we saw you was at the end of day 2. And then, okay, so day 3 passed and day 4 passed, and now it's Monday. Day 5. But there's no day 5. So the reason that we didn't vlog after day 3 was just that day 3 is transformation day, and it was so intense.
It's full on, like just a full on day, like from
Just-
what time, like 9:30 or something.
We were there at 7:30 in the morning, and
Left at
we
1, basically.
no, we left at 20 to 12, 20 to midnight.
Aye.
But it's not the length that it is also the length, but it's just the intensity, like, of the session, of the day. And like we had an 8-minute break, you remember? Like, so by the time we got home, like, we needed to discuss what we went through together, and then it was really late, so we decided to take a break. Thank you. And then yesterday was another full day. That was the health day, and afterwards we didn't vlog because we actually went out to celebrate with our new friends, which was awesome. Shout out to our new friends.
Hey.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Yes, so we decided we'd vlog today, and we'll give you a roundup of how it went. So we'll start with Transformation Day, and like maybe
Shall we explain what it is?
yeah.
I mean, as an outsider to like the Tony Robbins world, what's interesting for me is that in Transformation Day you kind of understand what unleash the power within kind of means. Because the whole process of Transformation Day is essentially one kind of like even physically getting you in touch with playfulness and kind of like understanding who you are if you don't really need to care that much about who you're being, kind of thing. But then there were like pretty much 2, I think, main psychological processes which kind of get you in touch with first, what are the beliefs which are maybe limiting your current behavior, and these are kind of referred to as limiting beliefs. So like, what are the things that you might be, that you believe, and even consciously you know that maybe they're not that smart to believe in, but you believe it anyways.
And how was it for you?
It was interesting. I mean, it was very interesting for me to kind of like understand that it's true, I actually think this about myself, and maybe like why would I think this? It doesn't make sense, like, as in,
And you can
what is it
and you can let it
serving
go,
me? Yeah.
right? Yeah. It's not serving me, so
Yeah.
I can let it go.
And then there was this
And that
process.
frees you.
Yeah, there was the process of like being almost pushed to understand the implication of you holding on to this belief. So basically the premise is kind of like you might have a structure which maybe you made up even before, like for example, before starting school or before starting university, which is still governing your life now, even though you're like practically reaching 40 in my case. And kind of like, is it useful or is it not useful? It might have been useful then, maybe it's not useful anymore. And
Yeah.
but it was a very interesting day. It was very intense, like, because you really have to get in touch with yourself and like really admit to things, like, and you're doing it in front of strangers, so there's part of you that doesn't really want to do it, but it's part of the, I think it's part of the process kind of thing to do this in this kind of situation.
Yeah.
How was it for you?
It was a very like uncomfortable process, basically, like, and I spent the first 3 days feeling extremely uncomfortable, and I was a bit like, why am I feeling this way? Like, because since I had been to UPW already, I went last year, I was just excited to go. I was like, this is gonna rock, it's gonna be awesome, it's gonna be so much fun. And I found that the first 3 days I was really, like, I was having fun, don't get me wrong, like, I was having fun, I was meeting people, but the work I was finding tough.
It's like you already removed one layer and now you're trying to find the second layer, and it's like hard or whatever. Like,
I think it was like I was confronting things that I had been trying to not confront because it was so painful. And like, Tony puts you under so much pressure in those 4 days. You're under so much pressure
even
because
physical,
of the
like
physical. They
physical,
really push
emotional,
you.
like relational. It's all,
I mean, I'm sore, like I'm physically
no.
sore from all the movement and everything, and like you can hear our voices are like husky because from all the shouting and everything. It's so you're so under pressure, like that you reach like a breaking point where kind of you can't lie to yourself anymore. You can't run away from the fear anymore. You just have to see it, and you have to see it for what it is. And
then it also makes a lot of sense because it's linked, like in your head, it's linked to like walking over a fire, so that like whenever you have a block, like you kind of just remind yourself, what did I do when I walked over fire? I had this block, and then I said, just screw it.
Get into state.
And just went for
and
it.
Go.
And then you just try to learn, okay, you
Yeah.
have this block, which is push through it. Like,
I think for me this time round, it was more of a spiritual experience. Like last year, it was more like just focused on
cognitively, like more.
No, it was more like focused on me and my business. Like I wanted to make a life I choose more profitable, and I did, you know. I don't know if I'm like imagining that it wasn't as challenging last year, but in reality it was. But I'm remembering the good parts.
Yeah,
you know?
I don't know, yeah.
I don't know, but it's
May-
like
maybe it was like because it was like new, it was a bit more novel, like enjoyable in that sense.
that could be as well. But I think what it was that like developing a business isn't as scary as intimate relationships are. Like, because when you're developing your business, you're depending on yourself. Like, okay, you're depending on other people for work and collaborations and whatever, but you're mainly answering to yourself. You're holding yourself accountable. But when you're like, this year my focus was more relationships, and so like that pushes you to another level. Like, it's like you have to
Trust. Like,
but not trust blindly.
yeah,
Like,
so
so
it's, like, it's about
it was much more, I don't know, it hurt. Like, it physically hurt to go through the process.
yeah, I'm quite sure that part of the way they work it out is that it is physically painful, so that you can link that physical pain also as part of the process, so that then when you overcome your belief, you kind of like open up even more, like,
You
and it
free
becomes
up.
even more of a liberation, like.
Yeah, and then you hold it, you keep it going, you break that pattern.
Mm.
It was an incredible experience. And then once I pushed past and I realized like what I had been running away from and what I needed to do, and ultimately that was like value myself, value what I want, and not sacrifice myself for other people. Not push people out, like stay with the togetherness, but don't sacrifice who I am in order to fit in.
And like trust
Kind
other
of
people
thing.
to respond positively to your putting yourself out there, like that, for example. So that's one thing I got out of it, kind of
What did you get?
that you can trust other people with yourself, like in a strange way, kind of thing. That there is that potential, like.
Yeah. So anyway, it was really good. It was really, really good. And then yesterday, day 4 was all about health, and they speak to you about the body and the way the body like can become a polluted environment, and how to detoxify and keep your body in balance. And it was really, really interesting.
Yeah. I mean, essentially, it was really about energy.
It's about
You know,
energy.
like saying,
yeah.
like, listen, like, for you to keep being present emotionally and to put yourself out there in a particular way, even like with your physical presence, you need energy.
Exactly.
And it was all about how you can maximize energy. So
Yeah, it's
I
not
mean, they had
about
some very interesting
Yeah.
talks and interesting people come along. There was talk about the Iceman,
yeah.
just completely insane, but in a really beautiful way. Like this guy who like ran a marathon across the Arctic in his shorts or something. Totally insane like that.
And Mark Hyman, the food doctor, like
Yeah.
really, really interesting.
And who was the spiritual guy, the Chinese?
I don't know his name, but Master Ko, who spoke to us about energy healing, basically.
So essentially, it kind of was all linked to energy and how to maintain energy in your life and
How to be energetic, because if you want to do anything, if you want to run a business, or you want to have kids, or you want to whatever, like you want to live your life to the full, it's not about maximizing time, it's about maximizing your energy. Because if you have your energy, then you're going to be more productive, you're going to be more focused, you're going to be more effective. And also, if you're taking care of yourself, then you're going to be taking care of the people around you better. So day 4 was all about that, which was super interesting.
I thought it was interesting.
Anyway, the reason that I wanted to make this video was because a year and a half ago or something, like, you know, I had really wanted to go to a Tony Robbins event, but I always felt like it wasn't for me, like it was only for rich people. I mean, the tickets are like really expensive. But then I just felt I had to go, and so I invested in it, and
It's a big investment, but it really pays off, you know. And something that I really got out of it this time was that it gave me the opportunity to meet people who value self-development and self-awareness. And this is what I am creating with the Life I Choose events. It's an opportunity for people of a like-minded nature to meet each other, you know, because I think that when you're into personal development, it can get lonely. When you are actively practicing self-development and the people around you aren't, there can be like this disconnect. So I feel it's really important to create these, to have these spaces where you meet people. So A Life I Choose is a great place to do that locally in Malta. And then like Tony Robbins is an amazing, like an event of Tony Robbins is an amazing place to do it. On a larger, you know, level. He's been doing this for 40 years now, you know, so you go to one of these events, there's 11,000 people, you're bound to make a friend, you know. And in fact we made really nice friends,
and they're like
really
all
nice
people,
friends,
because you obviously tend to be in a room with people who are relatively interested in the same thing.
Yeah, and you see everybody like challenging their fear, you know. It's nice. You walk in and nobody knows each other, like, and then you leave and you feel like you know each other, maybe like well. Like maybe not everybody you feel you know well, but you
but especially like people you share with, you end up kind
you
of
know
like
that you
having
feel
an
you know
intimate
them
connection
very
with
well.
somebody you didn't know 3 hours before. So it's quite interesting, like how quickly like bonds develop.
Yeah. So I just wanted to let you know that if you think about going, you know, and sometimes you stop because you say, oh my god, it's so expensive, like just do it. Like just do it. It's worth it, and it's worth every penny. Yeah, send me a message if you have any questions about it. Like just message me, leave a comment below. I'll give you my tips. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you at one sometime soon. So we'll leave the vlog here. I hope you found this video helpful. We'll see you in our next one. Ciao.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Ciao.